The Marvel Cinematic Universe has delivered countless movies, some unforgettable, others forgettable. Over the years, Marvel has set the gold standard for superhero blockbusters, but not every entry has been a home run. Now, a new chapter arrives on Disney Plus after a quiet box office run, asking, should you stream it or skip it? Thunderbolts Asterisk is the latest edition, and it's stirring up plenty of conversation among fans and critics alike. This isn't your typical superhero story. It's darker, more personal, and focused on flawed characters. The tone is grittier, with a sense of realism that sets it apart from the usual Marvel spectacle. Unlike recent bloated Marvel entries, Thunderbolts Asterisk turns inward, spotlighting anti-heroes and former villains wrestling with their pasts. These aren't your classic squeaky clean heroes. They're complicated, and their struggles feel raw and authentic. The plot is a spy thriller, but the real drama is whether these broken people can heal or self-destruct. The stakes are as much emotional as they are physical, with every decision carrying weight. If you want a simple good versus evil adventure, this isn't it. The film is complicated, somber, and asks you to empathize with characters living with the consequences of their mistakes. It challenges viewers to see the humanity in those who have made questionable choices. Themes of trauma, grief, and redemption run deep, making this one of the MCU's most interesting, if divisive, films in years. It's a story about second chances and whether people can truly change. We'll break down the story, characters, and the film's unique focus on mental health. There's a lot to unpack, from the nuanced performances to the bold narrative choices. We'll also explore its blend of dark action and humor and why critics praised it even as audiences were divided. The film's risks may not please everyone, but they make for a fascinating watch. By the end, you'll know if Thunderbolts Asterisk is worth your time, or if it's one to skip in your queue. Let's dive in and see what makes this film stand out in the ever-expanding Marvel universe. The film opens not with triumph, but with Yelena Belova, haunted and exhausted, perched atop a city skyline. The city glows beneath her, but she's untouched by its energy. Her mind is elsewhere, lost in memories and regrets that refuse to fade. She's on a mission, but it's joyless. She's a ghost, weighed down by her past and the loss of her sister Natasha. Every breath she takes is heavy, every glance at the city a reminder of what she's lost and the emptiness that remains. This sense of weariness isn't just Yelena's, it's the film's heartbeat. The world she moves through is cold and indifferent, echoing her own sense of isolation. The story quickly shifts to Washington, D.C., where CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine faces impeachment for her secret projects. The halls of power are shadowy, filled with whispers and hidden agendas. Valentina isn't a hero. She's a ruthless operator, assembling a team of expendable assets for a mission designed to save herself. Her motives are as murky as the world she manipulates, and she trusts no one. Her plan? Send Yelena, John Walker, Ghost, and Taskmaster on a mission where they're meant to eliminate each other. It's a dangerous game, and every player is a pawn. It's a setup from the start, a betrayal that sets the film apart from typical superhero team-ups. There's no camaraderie here, only suspicion and the constant threat of betrayal. The world here is morally gray, and the people in charge are anything but trustworthy. Every alliance is temporary, every promise suspect. The mission isn't about saving the world, it's about survival in a system that uses and discards its heroes. The stakes are life and death, but the reward is only another day alive. Yelena's sadness mirrors the film's broken world. Her grief is a reflection of a society that's lost its way, where hope is scarce and trust is a luxury. Here, redemption is a lonely, dangerous fight. Every step forward is a struggle, and every victory comes at a cost. The opening makes it clear this isn't a straightforward adventure. It's a descent into a world where nothing is simple and every choice has consequences. The stakes are personal, the atmosphere bleak, and trust is in short supply. Even the smallest act of kindness is met with suspicion. The film's tone is set. This is a story about betrayal, survival, and the cost of being a hero in a world that doesn't care. For Yelena and her reluctant allies, every decision could be their last. And for these characters, the fight is just beginning. The journey ahead promises danger, heartbreak, and the faintest glimmer of hope in the darkness. At the heart of this story is a twisted team-up, a gathering of outcasts who never truly belonged anywhere else. Instead of a noble mission, what brings them together is a web of manipulation and desperation, orchestrated by a master of secrets. Valentina assembles a group of misfits not to save the world, but to clean up her own mess, a mess she's too powerful to face alone and too cunning to take responsibility for. Yelena, John Walker, Ghost, and Taskmaster are all broken in different ways, grieving, desperate, or lost, each carrying scars that run deeper than anyone can see. Valentina manipulates their vulnerabilities, promising redemption or belonging, but her real plan is for them to destroy each other, using their pain as fuel for her own agenda. The mission is a death trap, with incomplete intel and hidden dangers lurking at every turn, designed to erase evidence of Valentina's crimes and leave no witnesses behind. The team believes they're serving their country, but in reality, they're pawns in a cynical game, expendable pieces on a board they never agreed to play. Valentina underestimates them, seeing only their flaws and weaknesses, never their potential for resilience. When her betrayal is revealed, the survivors face a choice: turn on each other or unite against her, forging a bond in the heat of adversity. Their shared experience of being used becomes the glue that binds them, transforming strangers into allies. The team, built to fail, decides to fight back, not for a cause, but for themselves, reclaiming their dignity and sense of purpose. This isn't about heroism, it's about survival, about refusing to be disposable, and about reclaiming agency in a world that tried to break them. The film's tension comes from watching these damaged people find unexpected strength together, discovering hope where there was only despair. In the end, their greatest enemy isn't Valentina. It's the system that broke them, the machinery that chews up the vulnerable and spits them out. And that's what makes their alliance so compelling. It's not just about revenge, but about finding meaning and solidarity in the face of betrayal. What sets apart is its focus on flawed, wounded characters. Yelena Belova, at the center, is grieving Natasha and searching for a new sense of family. Bucky Barnes, now a congressman, tries to atone for his past, but can't escape the shadow of the Winter Soldier. Red Guardian, once a super soldier, is now a washed-up limo driver, providing comic relief but hiding deep regrets. John Walker, disgraced and insecure, is desperate to prove himself a hero again. Ghost lives with chronic pain, and Taskmaster struggles to forge an identity after years of control. Each is defined by trauma, used and discarded by the systems they served. The film spends real time on their psychological wounds, showing how the past shapes their present. Their decision to unite against Valentina feels earned. They're not just a team, but a support group for survivors. The drama is character-driven, making their alliance meaningful. These aren't flawless heroes, they're broken people finding strength in each other. That's the heart of the film, and it's what makes their journey resonate. It stands out for its honest exploration of mental health. Every protagonist is battling internal demons, PTSD, grief, depression, identity crises. The film doesn't just mention trauma, it weaves it into the story and characters' motivations. Bucky's political career is an attempt at atonement, but he's haunted by his past. Yelena's cynicism is a shield against pain. These struggles aren't solved by a single heroic act. They're ongoing, requiring support and understanding. The film normalizes vulnerability, showing that even superheroes aren't invincible. The team's journey is about supporting each other through pain, forming a found family. In a world of gods and monsters, argues that true heroism is facing your trauma and helping others do the same. Enter Bob, a mysterious amnesiac man whose powers force others to relive their worst memories. Played by Lewis Pullman, Bob is both a victim and a threat, manifesting the team's trauma as vivid nightmares. He's revealed to be a version of Sentry, but he's not a villain to fight. He's a living trigger for unresolved pain. Bob's presence forces the team to confront what they've tried to bury. Bucky relives his darkest days, Yelena faces the Red Room and Natasha's loss. The team must decide, treat Bob as a weapon or help him as a fellow broken soul. Their choice to show empathy marks a turning point. They begin to heal by helping him. Bob's arc is a metaphor for trauma. You can't destroy it, only understand and integrate it. Saving Bob is saving themselves from being consumed by the past. This storyline elevates the film, making it more than just an action movie. It's a sophisticated, emotionally resonant narrative about confronting pain. And it's the film's most powerful metaphor. It masterfully balances darkness with humor and action. The film is serious, but never relentlessly bleak. Snarky banter and comic relief keep things lively. Red Guardian's outdated bravado and awkward attempts at fatherhood provide genuine laughs. The team's clashing personalities, especially Yelena and John Walker, create tense, amusing exchanges. The humor feels natural, offering relief from the emotional weight. Action scenes are gritty and character-driven. Yelena's precision, Walker's brute force, Ghost's phasing all shine. Fights aren't just spectacle, they reveal character and move the story forward. The film's tonal blend feels true to life. Humor and heartbreak coexist. It never sacrifices depth for fun, or vice versa. The result is a movie that's emotionally rich, exciting, and surprisingly funny. That's what makes it stand out in the MCU. Received mixed reactions. Critics praise its mature themes and character focus, calling it a welcome change for the MCU. Reviewers compared it favorably to seeing it as a step forward for the franchise. Audiences, however, were lukewarm. The film's $380 million box office was underwhelming by Marvel standards. The disconnect points to MCU fatigue. After years of spectacle, some viewers weren't ready for a darker, slower, more personal story. What critics saw as strengths, its somber tone and focus on broken characters, audiences saw as weaknesses. Now on disneyplus, the film has a second chance to find its audience. Streaming may suit its niche appeal, attracting viewers looking for something different. Its ultimate legacy will be decided by those willing to embrace its risks. So should you stream or skip it? If you're tired of the usual Marvel formula and want a character-driven, emotionally rich story, stream it. Fans of Yelena, Bucky, or stories about trauma and redemption will find plenty to appreciate. But if you want light, fast-paced action and clear-cut heroes, this isn't your movie. Is bold, messy, and refreshingly human, a standout in the modern MCU. It may not be a box office smash, but it's one of Marvel's most thematically rich films. For those open to its darker tone, it's a rewarding experience. It's well worth your time.